last question is a kind of I mean, you might laugh at my face when I ask this question. Is a bit of a ridiculous question because I know the answer to this, but I like a response from you, and I'm very interested, Mas, how you respond to this question.
Okay.
You know, there is again allegation saying Muslims want to live by different rules, probably because of some politician statements of few politicians, you know, but we can't generalize this. And the general statement is that Muslims don't purchase things from specialist shops, right? So I'm not going to give my view on this, right?
Yes.
I'm not going to say what I think, but I like your kind of response to this question.
You are very realistic, Amar. I should say that. But these are questions, that's always spoken about. Now, in fact, I can divide this question into two areas. One is the Muslims wanting to live by different rules, and the second that Muslims, do not want to patronize non-Muslim entities, shops or whatever. So I have this. I have sort of divided it into two, and let me answer the first one. With regard to the different rules, that Muslims want different rules. This is again a gross misunderstanding, in fact. Now, each religion and each culture has its own set of rules. And one has to respect that. I mean, Buddhism has its own set of rules. Christianity has its own set of rules. Similarly, Islam and Hinduism has its own sets of rules. There cannot be a mixture of these rules with a dominant culture or a dominant religion. So these are things that has to be respected. And in fact, international norms, international conventions respect these things.
Of course.
Now, speaking about different rules and Muslim want to live with different rules, it is again an incorrect statement. Now, for example, we'll take the Mahapoya Day. Now, the Mahapoya Day is a day when those who would like to have a drink are deprived of their liberty and freedom to have a drink on that day.
Okay.
You see? So, and those who like to eat meat on that day, along with a drink, for example, cannot do that. So, this is basic
but the
freedom.
thing is, you can buy the drink the day before, or buy the meat the day before.
That happens. That happens. You will find a long queue near the wine stores just before the evening of the day before Mahapoya Day. So now these are rules related to the Buddhist philosophy, and government departments are closed on that day. So a non-Buddhist who wants to get something done through the government department is unable to do it because the government departments are closed. Now, for example, Muslims are not accusing or making a big fuss against the Buddhists saying that you are having different rules. No, these are things that has to be respected. Now, if the Buddhists say that Poya Day has to be a day like this, then whether it is Muslims or Christians or Hindus, all of them must respect that view. And that similar respect must come from that side also towards the Christians, the Muslims, and the Buddhists in whatever their culture and religion states. So therefore, this thought of different, what shall I say, rules is in fact a very logical one. Now, let us take, for example, food practices. Now, this is a very common thing, this halal, haram, and all of those things. Now, what is halal is something that is permitted in Islam. Haram is something that is prohibited in Islam. And these two, permission and the prohibition, are made not with, not blindly, but with scientific basis. Now, let us take pork. Pork is prohibited for Muslims. And why is it prohibited for Muslims? Because it has a lot of parasitic roundworms and it causes a lot of diseases. In fact, hepatitis E, which affects the liver of a person, is partly because of consumption of pork. And then there is what is called trichinosis or trichinosis or whatever, which infects the intestines of a human being. Now, for these scientific reasons, I'm just giving you examples. For this scientific reason, pork is considered something that should not be consumed by human beings. So Muslims are told, you don't consume it.
Yeah.
Well, what is not good for Muslims is not good for other human beings also.
Of course, yes.
Now, if
Or even
pork
Jews
eating,
don't consume.
exactly.
Pork.
If pork eating will cause problems in the liver for a Muslim, definitely it will cause liver problem for a non-Muslim also.
Yes.
So there is no big issue that, halal and haram. In fact, it is good to follow the halal, even by the non-Muslims, because it is something good that is told in the consumption of food. Now, if you take that and say that Muslims want different rules, then it sounds very, very illogical. Now, let's come to the other question, about buying food or whatever stuff from, not buying actually. In fact, the contrary is the truth. That is, it is the Sinhalese, some of the Sinhalese people who are sort of, if I use the word, who
Extreme or racist,
extreme or whatever, yeah, they are the people who have been saying boycott Muslim shops.
of course.
Because there is nothing called Muslim rice or Muslim vegetable. No? Now, if I go to the shop, I will take vegetables that is grown by an Apuami or Somapala or some farmer. There is no Muslim vegetable, no Muslim rice. So these are all irrational things, So when we go and buy rice, we go and buy rice, and we know definitely there are a lot of Sinhala farmers who are helping us with that produce. We are thankful to them. We are grateful to them, because we can go to the shop and buy, and we can satisfy our hunger. So there is no issue of Muslims not going to that shop or this shop. Of course, if it is meat, then definitely Muslims prefer to go to a Muslim shop and buy the meat, because there is a process of slaughter.
Yes.
It is only for that purpose. But if it is fish, we go and buy. Now I go and buy my fish from my simple fisherman. There is no issue. I'm not buying Muslim fish. This is again a misunderstanding.